Hello, I'm here to talk about the Visual Basic Chapter 4 Knowledge Check assignment and moving back into working with Chapter 4, just like you went through Chapter 2 and 3 and Module 2. Chapter 4 is just building on that. There's not going to be any real decision if and else structure in this, but this is going back to the language and working with variables, creating variables and declaring them. And I think I've spent time with you guys already with my own notes back in Module 1, but this ebook I think does a really fabulous job on building a simple application. One line of arithmetic, but approaching and looking at variables in a whole different way. And I hope you guys can be open to what the ebook has to offer. So again, you're going to come back here when you're done. You'll have a file. I'm just letting you know. Hopefully, you'll save the proper directions. There's a file called Visual Basic Chapter 4 Knowledge Check. This will be a Word file that's converted over to a PDF, and you've uploaded right here on Canvas. So I'm going to jump over to the Web Resource Programming class. I'm currently in module number 3. I'm scrolling down and you're seeing the assignments right here, chapter 4 and a knowledge check. Okay, so I'm going to right click and open that new, and I think I already have that tab open. So if I flop over to the web resource page and the actual assignment, I hope you take the time to review the grade sheet as I populate that and open that with a new real quick. Of this particular assignment, so you know the guidelines of the task. I put it forth. There is a knowledge check. I'm proposing that you guys understand the logistics of answering some questions, and I weighted that as 20 points. So even though if you have the form that's worth 40 and the code that's generated is worth 40, there is a part 3 to this, which is the knowledge check. So if I come back, I'm asking you, make sure you put the flower box on within the code. Okay, that's part of the requirements. You make sure you do a clear and exit, and obviously virtual, we're not doing a print button, but if you're in the classroom, yes, you'll have a print button. So there's just sections with this ebook. There is a more overview of the concepts a little bit more, and that's going to range, if you can see here, from page 196 to 272. All right. But then there is something that's called guided practice as well, which is on the tail end of the application. So it's structured in a manner that it's a quicker pace to do it. So this chapter is actually split into 2 sections. A more laid out literature defining the objects within the back end of it becomes a more quicker pace to build it. So if I quickly flop over to the ebook, so I could just discuss some differences with what's going on as well. And I actually want to load up the program too, because I have it here written so I can get you guys moving in that right direction. So if I go ahead and go over to the ebook real quick, and I'm coming down like off the second page, and this is just the overview, and it's an introduction, and it ties in with the last chapter 2 and 3. But you can see here we got a title, we have an acknowledgement of how much of download costs. And again, this is an application that's charging for like video downloads, digital downloads, song downloads of some sorts. We have a picture here of a man, and then it has a number of songs download, and this is where you're picking your songs. Okay, like I want 2, I want 5, I want 10 downloads, and it's obviously by you hitting calculating costs, it's projecting some sort of ending $4.95. Now back on the website, and you can notice this man here real quick. I'm just using a different image. Okay, like a little note little here, so you don't see a man, it's just a little note. And I actually take it one step further, and I'll populate open the application, and you can see how it may look on a product that I've built that's maybe a little bit different than what you see there. So out of the ebook, and you can see my background and my form is more of a wheat or a color. So I'm going back to the ebook just to compare what's going on here, a couple pages, just so I can discuss some of the concepts that are going on, like this page 205. Okay, so we've been on websites before where we've had to enter in data in a cell, and here's an example of perhaps putting in a date, a phone number, or a social security. You can preset these cells, these text boxes, in a manner that it will only isolate so many digits in a particular character as it's going across. Now, this assignment's not utilizing this, but this is what I'm talking about, where we're being a little bit more creative with the text boxes and making them more user friendly as people are entering in. So I'm gonna jump ahead, and this is where the ebook down here really gets into discussing the variables aspects and naming variables. So if I jump to 214, we've been down this road. We've used string, we've used integer, and used decimal. And you may think that, hey, this is a repetitive. So it's good that you already have now a foundation of going through module 1 and 2 of utilizing the most important types of variables on the market: string, integer, and decimal. Okay, but now if you start looking at some of the variable types, notice how it's quite wordy here. You see something that says number of songs. You see something that has an str in front of it because it's denoting that variable is a string. Okay, it's denoting int as an integer. So you have kind of the same verbiage, but one is a string and one is an integer. Okay, and again, look, find the cost. So understand, when you use these variables, you can't have spaces between them when creating them. I tell you to continue reading. If I get down to page 222 here, just bear with me for a second. The ebook gets into then again talking about other types of data types, and you'll see this where it's actually using a character up above in denoting decimals for. So this is a good reading in terms of character data types, and this is in this code you'll see there's a global, and global means it could be used in all of the private subs. If I scroll down a little bit more, here's a little bit more definition of what's going on with each of the data types, okay, in terms of their prefix and what you may see in the future, okay, and this is just the standard of programming going on. Please review this. This is good knowledge on page 234. What we saw up above and what I was referencing. Okay, we get into more of the data types, short, integer, decimal, and we've seen these before. So again, just a recap on that. So I'm right here on the back of the ebook where the guided practice development is, and you can read this statement. It says, design the user interface in the digital download program and enter the code requirement to process each event in the program. Complete the following steps. Okay, so this is where there's a read and you have to build. It goes on in terms of trying to rename the form the proper way, resizing. So follow these steps, and I even take a little step further past. Once you got all the step 1 done and changing a property, it then gets into showing you more dissecting of what the code is. So please take the time to maybe go through the first section, but the guided practice is what I'm trying to get you guys to. Your form is going to have a different picture and look a little different because I want you to use your own creativity in it if you have to, but definitely try to follow the steps and name the property, the properties the proper way, and design the code. Most certainly, if you're having trouble seeing the code, I think towards the end of the page, you have a page, but most certainly zoom in, like I'm zooming in right now, to try to see a little better the logistics of what the code is, and that's part of the guided practice. So if I take myself back to the assignment page, understand right here, I do talk about answering some questions in that ebook as well. Right here, these pages, I have a Word document that I actually want you to put everything in. All right, so obviously, if you get done with the program, there's not going to be any flow chart. You're going to screenshot the form, and you very well is going to have to take a couple screenshots of the code, trying to separate and taking good screenshots of the different private subs, so it's not broken in half a little bit. Try to keep those private subs together. But if I show you this Word document again, you'll have maybe one or two of one form here, and the screenshots of the code in this area right here. And then I'm giving you placeholders in this Word document already set up for you to put your answers into this, into the actual numbers. And understand I'm not asking all these questions, just 1, 4, 8, 9, 11, 12, and 13 that are listed here. And so once you get done with this document, you're going to save it, and hopefully you can get back to Canvas and then upload Canvas to this spot right here.